everybody, welcome to Crystal on the Scene, and I am here hanging out at Carter Broadcast Group, Hot 103 Jamz, and don't forget to slam that Z. And I am sitting here with the man himself, Mr. Myron D, music director, the one who makes it all happen, program director. He is like the man.
Maintenance man, maintaining my job.
So Myron, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
I do a little bit of everything. Schedule the music every day, talk to record labels on a daily basis. I'm the manager of all the DJs here. Also, I develop promotions for the radio station, work with the sales and promotions department so we can, have great promotions on the air. Also, if we can develop events that could be a sales opportunity for the radio station, I help the sales department on that. Also, do a lot of research. I research the music in terms of, what people like, how music is being scored on the radio station with our call-out research. We get that through Kelly Research. Also, ratings research, which we get that information from Arbitron. Also, we get that from research directors. So it's a lot of hats that I'm wearing right now. Also, just coming up with ideas on how to market the radio station in terms of, traditionally what we do on the air. Also, to come up with ideas how we market a radio station using social media and plus the website. So my thing is that I'm the operations manager, program director, music director. I wear a lot of hats. And I enjoy what I do. And, I've been in the business for, since Moses crossed the Red Sea. Started here in 1988 as an intern and worked my way up. So, it's been a fun adventure. Sometimes it was hard. Sometimes it'll make you cry. Sometimes it'll make you get mad. But overall, I love what I do. That's the number one thing. I love what I do every day. I tell you the truth, this is a job that you don't even have to pay me to do. That's how much I love it.
Nice. Well, it is also always nice to get paid for doing something that you love.
Right.
So it's a win-win.
Oh, all the time.
Awesome, awesome. Now, in your illustrious career with all the celebrities that you've met, is there anyone, alive or deceased, that you met that you were just totally starstruck?
You know what? That's the part of me I really never got into that part. I've met a lot of people. I would just say, there are some people that I've met wow, this person was just a great person. Some of the older artists. Let me just say this, one of our original members from the Manhattans, Gerald Austin. Met this guy one time here at the radio station. This was back in the 1990s. Do you know that this guy would send Christmas cards every year?
Wow.
It said, hey, thank you for the support over the years.
Nice.
And the next time I saw Mr. Austin was in Atlantic City. It was at an Impact radio conference, music conference back in the mid-90s. And this guy, he just came up, hey, Myron, how you doing? It just blew me out the water. Probably the funnest interview that I ever had was with Angela Wimbush. And when I was on the air, I haven't been on the air since 1999. But really, I've never been the type that, went behind the scenes and, went behind stage with artists. I've always concentrated on how can I connect with the audience that listens to us, So, but those are the people that really stood out, that was just, great to work with. I would probably say lately, Raheem Devon. He was here for our White Linen Party back in September. And this is a true story. Raheem, his album was released 2 days after our event. So we got him on our show to perform 2 weeks before the White Linen Party, and he's supposed to have been doing 20 minutes. It was a promo act. So after at the White Linen Party, we met. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I say, man, I'm Raheem Devon, and I say, hey, man, I'm Myron Fierce, I'm the operations manager. We just bonded, and he said, Big Myron,
I said, what? He said, man, hey man, I know you got me down for 20 to 25 minutes, man. I know you got me down. He said, man, can I get a little extra time?
Oh, wow.
I said, hey man, I said, hey Raheem, I said, you know what, our opening act, Lavelle, he's very sick right now, and he's in the hospital. He said, oh man, my prayers go out to Lavelle, man. He said, man, can I get a little more? I said, man, yeah. I said, when you get up there, rock it. So, you know, he said, hey man, thanks a lot. He said, hey man, can I sell some t-shirts and take pictures of them? Hey, Raheem, do what you want to do.
Nice.
So, after Glenn Lewis got off the stage, Brian B. Shining was DJing, and it was time for Raheem to get on stage. So, is this going to be censored? All right, you can put a beep on this one. Before he walked on stage, he said, hey, Big Myron, have you ever been to a Raheem Devon show? I said, hey, Raheem, every time that you come into the city, I always am working, I'm mobile DJ, and I'm doing something, man. And he said, watch this shit. Hey, Ronnie, he's doing our camera work right now. Raheem was on the stage for an hour.
An hour?
He ripped the place up.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Crystal, he was laying on the ground. I'm talking about, he was like one of those old schoolers. And he was taking his microphone across the... I'm talking about, he captivated the crowd so much. But then, as the show went on, this guy just disappeared into the audience. He's singing right there. He's kicking it with all these people in white. They looking good.
Nice.
Next thing, this brother is on top of the bar. Am I lying, Ronnie?
Wow.
I'm talking about, it just... And then, you know, at the Voodoo, you get the ledge that, you know, that separates the bar area and the main floor.
Right.
He was on the top of that ledge.
What?
And the thing about it, we had to really drag him off the stage because Johnny Gill's people was like, I thought we were supposed to be on stage at this time. They were hot.
Wow.
And it made Johnny work. And Raheem was showing love to Johnny. He was like, this is my man. We both from D.C. and all this stuff. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you were not a fan of Raheem Devon's after that show, you got to be crazy. He went out in the audience. He took pictures. He connected with the audience.
Nice.
And he sold T-shirts. It impressed me so much that my next jock meeting I had was, what did you learn from Raheem Devon?
Right.
As a jock, what did you learn? Because as a jock, you have to be able to connect with people.
That's true.
You have to sell yourself. What if you are not the headliner? What if your radio station is number 15? I mean, of course, we're one of the top 2 stations in the market.
Right.
Are you going to say that because I'm not getting paid? All right, this dude came on his free time. We paid for his airline, his hotel, gave him, you know, it was a minimum deal. When I said a minimum, it was like we were robbing him.
Wow.
Okay? But he took that opportunity, something that was small, and made it big. When people walked out that place, they didn't think about Johnny Gill.
Right.
They thought about Raheem Devon. And also, you know, he built a new fan base in Kansas City. So, you know, hopefully in the future, probably within the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to bring him back for a paid show.
That would be great.
Because this cat, I'm talking about, he got a standing ovation.
That's amazing.
I'm talking about, he just worked the crowd.
Wow.
And that's one thing that, I will say this because I work with, you know, artists every day. That's something that I don't see in the music industry compared to back in the day.
Right.
Where there's nothing against artists. I don't have anything against them, but I think that if you're not in market 1 through 10 or 1 through 20, they don't really care.
Right.
Wherever there's a stick, and people would say that radio is a dinosaur, radio still sells music.
Yes, it does.
And it still promotes music. You got to connect with your audience. You got to build new people in your army. People who are going to be with you not for just today, but for a year from now, from 5 years, 10 years. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
You have to have a network.
You got to have a network. So that, like I said, lately, him also one of the best people I connected with is my girl Avery Sunshine.
Oh, she's awesome.
Oh, did you see her when she?
She's awesome.
Oh man, I'm talking about. I was introduced to her through Patrick Poore. He works out of the Philly, New Jersey network, and I got introduced to her. Matter of fact, she's supposed to be on our White Linen show last year.
Oh, okay.
See, the whole lineup, Mint Condition, that was not the original lineup. It was supposed to have been Avery Sunshine, Angie Stone, Melanie Fiona, and my girl, I only wanted El Varner. Okay?
That would have been
that would have been a great show,
show,
but it just did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Mint Condition show. It sold out. It was a great thing for the radio station. So I hooked her up with the Negro League Museum, and we brought her here in November of 2012. Do you know that this woman brought in probably about 100 CDs? And people in that audience didn't know about her. They bought every CD of hers. And I'm talking about, she was so personable. And I never saw artists just, to me, was like a DJ. You know, like throwing your hands in the air, you know, like a preacher.
Yeah.
Say, yeah! Yeah!
Very
You know,
hype, energy on stage.
I witnessed that night Shaka, Ledisi, Jill Scott, and Vesta Williams rolled up in one person.
I agree.
And I'm talking about just off the stage, wonderful. You know, I'm talking about probably one of the best people I ever met in my life. Just genuine. I could call her up right now. Hey, Denise, what you doing, girl? Oh, man, get us back up there. So we brought her up again. Bob Kendrick from the Negro League, he brought her up in February for another awards program. She tore it up. We brought her back for our anniversary jam.
I was there.
Oh, did she tear it up?
She did.
Oh, she just tore the place up. She didn't tear it up. She tore it up. And she made Eric Benet sweat.
She did. I mean,
I'm talking about, it was off the chain.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
She
and I
really
wish,
was.
you know, we had a decent crowd that night. You know, this market has been tough on concerts this year. It's been very tough. But man, she acted like that place had 10,000 people.
She did. And she connected with the
Yeah.
audience. And I loved how in her performance she told a story.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, and it really, you know, everyone can relate to everything that she talked about.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was a great show. We may have church up in this joke.
That's exactly what happened. It was amazing. It really was.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kansas City missed a treat.
They did.
Yeah.
They
And
did.
Eric, he came out.
He did.
He had to. Lavelle set the table that
He
night.
sure
I got to
did.
give Lavelle, oh man, I got to give him props. Ronnie's like, man, this dude talk. I never see him talk this much inside the station. Am I right?
You go straight to your business.
I go straight to my office. I work.
That's right. This is the hardest working man.
To catch him.
It is impossible to catch this man. I know. I've tried.
All right.
This is.
You forgive me. And thank you, Crystal, for the interview, too.
No
Appreciate
problem. I'm honored, you know, that you agreed to do this.
Hey, I'm talking about thank you. Thank you.
This has been great.
I know I've been talking too much.
No, this has been a pleasure. Now, I know that something major is coming to the city in October.
Yeah, October 19th,
A
Saturday.
music conference.
Yeah, matter of fact, it's going to be a music conference weekend. We haven't announced the Friday part for the event. It's going to be a new music showcase, so we got some artists lined up for that. But let's talk about the music conference. It's going to be Saturday, October 18th at the Voodoo. People can go to KPRS.com, or you can go to KPRSmusicconference.com, get all the information. The goal of the event is to educate and empower local artists, managers, record label execs that, you know, that's here in Kansas City, booking agents. If you're a rapper, you're a gospel artist, if you're an R&B singer, if you're a pop artist, I don't care if you do country, come on out. The goal is just, like I said, is to empower and educate folks. The idea, how it came about, young man up at Price Chopper. He's a local artist, he's an R&B singer, he wants to be in the game. And he pulled me over, he helped me something out in the parking lot one day, and His name is Twan. And he asked me about this artist seminar thing that was here probably back in, it was in the spring. And it was all these promises. We're going to hook you up and fly you to Atlanta and get you signed to a deal and blah, 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 blah. What happened was people got scammed. And, you know, you got young people out here and people who's been in the game for a long time, you know, they're getting ripped off.
Big time.
Number one. So then also, you know, there has always been this thing that, you know, radio doesn't support the local music community and this stuff. So we want to address some of those issues too. I don't want it to be, and I'm going to just say this, I don't want it to be a bitching session. That's not what this is all about. This conference is about from the start to the finish. It's a race. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And there are things that you need to put together to get to the finish line. And some people are not going to make it to the finish line.
Definitely.
It's just like I DJ. You know, I've been DJing, mobile DJing since 1985. All right, I'm 47 years old now.
You don't look it.
Well, thank you very much.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. I didn't shave this morning. But the thing is that I'm not trying to compete against DJ Q or Lights Out or some of the younger DJs because I have my day. I know when it's time to move aside. Now, say that I can't beat these guys. That's a whole different thing. But no, I love them. But you got to realize that you are not going to get everything. Or you're not going to get your way.
Kind of like each one teach one.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's all about sharing information. So our first, our registration on Saturday morning, it's at 8 a.m. It's at the Voodoo inside Harris. Registration is at 8. Our first panel discussion will be the product. And that will deal with preparing, producing, preparing, writing, producing, and protecting your music. And the second one will be with deal or no deal. That's at 10 o'clock. What are record execs looking for? The third part of it would be a special video interview with Julie Jones at Tech 9. Tech is going to share his story as an artist and all the things that he had to go through with his career. And look at him. This is a guy who does not get that much airplay nationwide. Right. Okay?
And it's surprising.
And yeah, but you know, he has his niche.
He does.
At one time, he probably was upset. Okay? But now, you're talking about strange music. It's a $5 to $8 million enterprise.
And growing.
And growing. They got over 600 pieces of merchandise that they sell.
They do.
I'm talking about from shot glasses to bandanas to neckties to anything you can think of.
They have it.
They got it. So Tech and Julie will talk about his careers, you know, the ups and downs. You know, I think people need to see this. And that came about with, and I have to, you know, thank Tech, I got to thank Travis O'Gwen for allowing that to happen because Travis and I have been meeting to talk about this event. And Travis, I want to thank you for the insight that you gave me. And, you know, I'm talking about, he gave me so much insight. It blew me out the water. I'm talking about, you talk to Travis, it's like a walking encyclopedia. This guy should be teaching marketing on college level at major universities. And matter of fact, the music industry should be doing the same thing that Strange Music is doing. Then the fourth part, we will have a panel to discuss from the streets to the airways. And that is going to deal with how do you promote your music. Because there's more than just the airways, all right? We're talking about social media campaigns, website presence, how do you address club DJs? We got members of the core DJs. We got DJ Mac. We got DJ Q, who is a track banker DJ. and a dirty DJ. They're going to be part of that panel too. They're going to discuss that, plus we'll have some artists on that panel, plus music reps from various labels. So that is the fourth part. Then the fifth, there's two parts to the fifth. The networking, where you can talk to other artists and different people that will be attending the event. Then also it will be the VIP demo listening sessions. That's where you will bring your product in. You got to pay for it. Everything you got to pay for.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
Nothing's
free.
free.
Nothing free. Nothing free. But go to KPRS.com, get that information. Go to KPRSmusicconference.com. Go to the registration page. We'll get the information. All right, that sounds like a car salesman now. But the thing is, you will sit for 2 to 7 minutes in front of a record industry executive or manager, and they will listen to one of your songs, just one, and tell you if they like it or not. And then also they will ask you questions, what are you doing about your career? If they don't like your stuff right off the bat, you're out. So they're going to listen to probably about the first 30 to 90 seconds of the song. You got up to 7 minutes. You got to sell yourself. Now, we're not promising any contracts. We're not saying we're going to get you signed to this. None of that stuff. Our thing is, it's supposed to be an education and empowering experience for the artists, for the promoters, for the managers, for the producers, label execs, anybody that's dealing with the music industry in Kansas City. I just felt like this is the best way to do it. I watched WKKV in Milwaukee. They had one, I think, last year, and they had probably about 400 people that showed up.
Wow. That's impressive.
And I'm talking about that they did a great job. You can go to YouTube and watch theirs. It's like a 2-hour or hour video that's on YouTube. And I watched everything that happened with their radio station. And I'm talking about excellent job. But I felt like the piece that was missing was talking about the writing and the production and the protecting part. They talked about it, but that was a specialized panel. So my thing was, how can we make this an event that will empower the local music community? This is not about KPRS trying to take anybody's music, or not music.